Okay, so this week we're going to have a crack at some sourdough. I'll show you that shortly. We're going for 6 dough balls, 280 grams. Sourdough does have moisture in it. It's quite watery. You do feed it with water, obviously, so I'm going to be a bit cautious with the hydration on this one. I'm going to be using Nuvola, so I'm going to go for 63%, salt 3%. I'm only doing 6 hours leavening, and the reason for that is if you want to taste the sourdough like in the crust, then you need plenty of it in the dough. If I was to change that to, I don't know, 10 hours or more, you only put a small amount of sourdough in, and admittedly it still takes over and feeds off the flour and all the rest of it and probably is sourdough. But I've found that if I go for a shorter leaven and use more of the actual sourdough itself, you really do taste it more than doing, say, a 24-hour prove or whatever with just sourdough starter, with a small amount of sourdough starter. So yes, I'm going to be using 303 grams of sourdough, which is quite a bit. 882 grams of flour, 500 grams of water, 29 grams of salt. And I have selected the LSD option on Pizza app, which is liquid sourdough. So this is the goo. Sourdough. It really is sour. It smells very sour. This, unfortunately, I had to resurrect this from the dead. It had been in my fridge for quite a while without being fed, and it basically it goes very, very flat. It turns into something that looks like a toothpastey type substance, and you start to get alcohol forming on the top of it, which is it crying out for food. It produces alcohol, and they actually call that stuff on top of their hooch. So anyway, I had to resurrect it, which means I've fed this thing about 5 times this week. And I gave it its last feed last night. This is quite a lot of sourdough. I don't know how much is in this tub, but it's about 400 grams. And if you look through there, you can see that it's well and truly alive now with all those pockets of gas in there. And it's pretty just gooey stuff. This is actually fed on, so you get 100 grams of sourdough, you get 100 grams of flour and 100 grams of water, and you mix them together, and that's how you feed it. Now the flour in this one is rye flour, half rye flour and half double O, and that's basically what this stuff lives off. You can prep it and give it a bit of honey if it starts to look like it's struggling. You can put a bit of honey in, diastatic malt, just to get the yeasts going and revive it. But it's very, very good stuff. I mean, it will live in. You're supposed to feed it quite regularly, but if you don't feed it, it will sit in your fridge for months, and you can usually always bring it back from the dead. So yeah, that's the sourdough. So we need 303 grams of this, so that will be quite a bit of this box gone, I would imagine. And whatever's left, I'll stick back in the fridge, because it's dead easy to make. You just add more flour and more water to it, and bang, you've got more sourdough. And I've made bagels out of the discard. Discard is basically what you have, because you can constantly make this stuff. Every time you feed it, you end up with more, so you have to usually throw some away. But instead of throwing it away, you can make things like bagels and crumpets and other bits and bats. There's our 303 grams. Okay, so I've got my 500 grams of ice water, which I'm going to, actually I think I'll put the flour in first. No, I won't. I'll mix the yeast with the water. That makes more sense. Okay. Just trying to mix things up a little bit in here. Not going to do it for long. Okay, that'll do. I'm throwing the flour now. 882 grams. Okay. Reset my timer. Put it on a nice slower speed. And go. Okay, I'll leave this running for a bit. Just over 2 minutes into the mix now, starting to come together. Give it a little bit more speed, I think. That's in speed 2. And leave it like this for 5 more minutes and take a look at what it's like. Okay, well, it looks like it's starting to come together after just 4 minutes, so I'm gonna put some salt in now. Okay, that's all the salt gone. And we'll leave it going for a bit longer, see what it comes out like. It's starting to take shape now already, which is quite surprising. Cool. Actually, it's probably because it's a lower hydration than I've done for a while, actually. 63%, that's probably the reason why it's coming together already. But it's looking good. So 7 minutes, 30 seconds. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna give this a break now, let it sit around and absorb some of that water, and we'll come back and give it a bit more of a mix. Okay, so this has had about 10 minutes to sit around. I'm just gonna take a temperature. So it's currently at 19.4 degrees. Try it at the back. 19.5, so it's about the same. Cool, right, let's get this rolling. Go for a bit of a faster speed. Ooh, it looks lovely and smooth. There we go. It looks nice. Okay, we'll leave it running for a bit longer. Okay, 12 minutes in now, I'm going to give it a quick temp check, see where we're at. It's looking very smooth. Stop the timer. So we're looking at 22 degrees, nearly 23. Feels like it could do with a bit longer, so we'll give it a bit more. Okay, temp check. That's 24 degrees. I think I'm right. Looks pretty good. Let's have a proper look at it. That's pretty thin. It does rip, but it's super thin when it does it. Might just give it a touch more, just a bit more, I think. Okay, I think that will do. Oh, we'll leave it for a bit. I'll give it 5 minutes and then we'll do a window pane on it and see where it's at. Okay, and a nice rest. Yeah, that's nice. Quite happy with that. Temperature 24.5 degrees. That'll do me. Right, I will ball this up. I say ball it up into bulk and then we'll let it rest for the rest of the day. Let's just get this into a nice ball. Quite tacky feeling. Super. Okay, there it is. See what it looks like in a few hours before we ball it up. Okay, so here we are, several hours later. Looks pretty good. I'm just going to wet my hands slightly. Just slightly damp. See if we can get it out on the top. Bits at the bottom. Let's get a knife and have a look inside. Not too bad. Definitely been working, the sourdough. Okay, I'm going to get this balled up now. So 280 grams. Feels quite nice dough actually, slightly tacky. Okay. Not overly gassy. But, yeah. Feels okay. Okay, I'll get this done to the rest of them. There we go. Not expecting a huge amount of rise out of these, but we'll see. Okay, let's cook these bad boys. So this is what they look like. So they've not grown a hell of a lot, which is pretty much what I expected for sourdough. But they should be all right. Let's have a go at getting one out. Okay. Feels quite elastic. Still quite round as well, which is good. Swap sides. Okay. Still drying. It's not come out bad, that. Right, some sauce. Beautiful. Cheese. Bits of chicken. Oh, you like this ham, don't you?
Yeah.
It's really nice cooked on here because it goes slightly crispy. Let's put a bit more on. Okay, that's all you want. Stretch, see how it feels. Oops. Okay, looks good. Quick check, temp check. Yeah, lovely. Okay, let's get it in. Slightly lost its shape with that launch. Turn it down a bit, that now. Looks nice. It's puffed up quite nicely, that, really, for sourdough.
Very round.
Pardon?
It's very round.
Well, I've been trying to get the presentation a bit better than previous attempts. Yeah, that looks nice. Wow, yeah, that does look a lovely colour. Nice golden brown. Yeah, that's getting there now, that. Beautiful colour. It's cold back in the UK now, so you've got to watch the dough when you've got it outside for cooling down and with all the leoparding. What is that? It's quite nice. Done deal, that. Yeah. Very nice. Should we cut into it? It's your pizza, yeah? Let's cut into this thick of it here and have a look inside. I won't take you too much of your sauce.
I'm not bothered.
So there we go. Looks quite a nice structure inside. It's the taste I'm interested in. Wow. That is really quite sour. That's really nice. Really nice. Yeah. Very tasty, quite crispy on the outside. Very light inside. And a really nice sourdough taste to it, that. And it's puffed up better than I thought it would do. I'm sure in the past when I've done sourdough, they don't puff up as much as this, but maybe it's because I've been feeding sourdough all week. Anyway, that looks really good. Thanks for watching.